Looking at the markets here, the futures markets aren't closed yet, but we're marginally lower, only about 75 cents, so it's pretty much an unchanged day. We got a little selling at the close that could be expected. As long as we hold above this 12.21.25 level tomorrow, we're going to look to buy on dips. The action today was the same as it's been over the last few days. How I've been playing this is I've been purchasing FAS, but I've been purchasing it off critical levels, so that reduces my risk trade, and I've been very profitable. I'll switch to FAS right here. But the main thing we're looking for, guys, is to break and hold above 12.27.25, this green level right here. Alright, so like I said in last night's video, that we really needed the banks to start participate and see some short covering come in. My entry on FAS was 24.25, and it was right here when we broke above the open. I actually got in at a good price. I was watching the tape and pulled down to 12.26, and then it just continued up. I didn't catch this full move. I actually sold mine at 42, which was right here. But I mean, 23 cents is more than ample enough for me. I don't have to squeeze every single penny. I'm happy with that. Next thing I'm going to show you is gold futures. This video is pretty much just showing you tomorrow's watch list, but I just want to recap what happened in the market today. Remember that 14.24 was the key level that we needed to get over. In the last hour of trading, the Chinese markets were still open, and they firmed the buying up over to 14.29. That's usually what happens when we get around a psychological level going into the weekend. Monday will always be a strong day. I say probably 85% of the time. It's far more prevalent than it isn't. So you need to keep that as something that you take note of the next time you see a major commodity close to a psychological level. We're looking at crude oil, and it almost ran back up to the 90 level, but it didn't quite get there before they sold it off, and now we're trading at 89.11. Tomorrow's watch list, almost everything I have is bullish, but I did want to give you one play that could be a bear, and it's CAM. That's the symbol, Cameron International Group. And the reason I'm looking at this is, look at this sudden drop. I'm not sure what it was. I'm going to have to read the news later on. But it dropped from 50.82 to 49.93, almost a full point. And that was definitely institutional selling. So tomorrow, what I'm expecting is we see a dark cloud cover right here. The high was 51.71, which we put in yesterday. That's this green line that you see that's automatically drawn on my chart. Tomorrow, what I think could happen is my alert is set for today's low, right here at 50. That's where my alert's set, because usually 51, 50, any whole number is usually psychological. I don't know why, but the algorithms seem to trade off this number. Halves too. So we're going to keep this, put 50 as an alert on your chart for CAM, and we're going to look for some selling come in. This could be a short-term top. Next one is a bullish one, and that's IR, Ingersoll Rand. Look at the chart. It looks beautiful. It has this nice little, I guess it could be forming a cup and handle if you wait it out, but we have that gap up right here, and now we're holding above it. So set your alert on IR for 43.20, because that was today's high. What we're gonna look for is us to break up, pull back to 43.20, or consolidate in this area right here, and then move up tomorrow. But this main level, which was the previous high we put in November, is 43, which is the white line right here. 43 needs to be a level on your charts as well. AMB property, symbol AMB. We're going to keep this one on the radar tomorrow on our long list. It's a real estate company, and 30.73 is the critical level. And it just so happens to be that we opened at 30.75 today. So remember, we always watch the opening line, and just because 30.73, that makes it even better. Also, we have a high that we put in on Friday of 30.81, which is right around the level that we're looking to get long. So this entire area right here, will be a demand zone. That means there's going to be buyers interested in this. So if we could pull all the way back to here, I'm not sure if that could happen. We will look to get long and buy on dips. Another thing, you should set your alert for 3154, which is the high today. And we're going to look the same thing that I showed you on IR. We break up over it, we consolidate in this area right here, maybe we put in a flag, and then we move up. So these are the plays that I'm watching tomorrow, the same ones I'm giving you guys. TFX I found interesting, and the reason I saw this one, it came up on my trade idea scanner. Look at this daily time frame chart right here, and we've just had nice moves in this thing, nice swing moves. It's trades pretty simple, and it has decent gains intraday. So it looks like we put in a short-term bottom here. We got the PPS to turn up today along with the 5-day moving average, but that alone isn't bullish for us. The increasing volume, which was, it usually trades 300,000 shares, it traded 1.5 million today. That's something that we take a look at. So we're going to continue to watch this and see if we could head up to the 20-day moving average around 52.58. My alert, 51.46. Just as A and B and IR, do the same thing, guys. Put your alert there and watch. If it pulls down to 50.65, that's the high we put in on Friday. We'll also look to implement some money here. I suppose there will be demand here, also around this 50.48 level. So if you start scaling into the position here, if we pull down to it tomorrow and it just keeps coming down, maybe you could add the rest of your position. They'll do one of these things. So definitely keep TFX on your radar. Also, HOT, hotels. Now, I was shorting LVS today, and I did have a couple longs in it, but majority I was short. HOT, however, is Starwood Hotels and Resorts, and I believe this is very strong. The chart's very compelling on the daily. This high right here is at 60. So 60 is our key level in HOT. I'll mark that right here as a text note. Once again, we have increasing volume above average, and like I said, we're above 60. So we got to close at 60.08. Very bullish. Tomorrow, this is going to be one of my top trades, probably on the open. We're going to look to get some follow-through buying on the open and potentially break out of this 60.36 level. So the first thing I'm going to do is set my alert at 60.36 for a high day trade. And then I'm going to be watching this 60 level on the open. Depends how it opens in pre-market. If we did sell down, we're going to look for 58.90, which was Friday's high, to be a level to implement some money into this stock. Now we have VALE as our next one. And I'm sure you guys have been hearing all the hype. A lot of the pundits on CNBC and Bloomberg have been talking about it, which is one of the reasons that may be driving the price up. A lot of home investors, but not that alone. The stock is interesting, as you can see. Look at the chart. This high right here is at 34.37, and that's the high of November the 9th. So we'll go ahead and mark our level, 34.37. We got to close at 34.26 today, so that was under the high that we put in November. Tomorrow, what we're going to look for is to hold above 34.34. And then 34.37, of course, is the level that you need to mark. If we could hold above these two levels, 34.34 is Friday's high, that's why I'm saying that. We can look to get some momentum buying. And you see all the volume coming in at the close. That's usually normal, but it's a little above average for this stock. Then the last one I'm going to point out is NG Nova Gold. And remember in last night's video I was talking about how I trade the miners. Well, I look for undervalued gold resource companies like an NG, which is breaking out of a huge flag pattern, and it has an increasing volume on it. Look at that. Beautiful. Tomorrow could get some follow through, especially if gold goes higher. I see gold maybe going up to 14.35, then consolidating a little bit around there. So if you want, you could set an alert here and maybe trade that off the high of the day. But it all depends what gold does, pretty much. Also, IVN, just one more name after this. This is another one. It went from $12.39 a share in July all the way to $28. It's been outperforming. The GDX looks pretty good, and UXG. I've been watching this one since 367. It's always traded over 1 million shares a day, so that's pretty much what caught my eye. Back here around actually April of last year, actually of this year, sorry, I've researched this company and it's pretty attractive. So I wouldn't buy it up here, of course, but keep it on your radar. If gold does go to 1750 like Goldman Sachs says, then it will be something that could potentially move back up to $12 a share over time. You see this great move, 719 to 777 on a move, and it finished up 5% today. So I'll get you guys a video out tomorrow. I'm going to start doing more strategy videos. I got some good comments and messages about it. You guys enjoy your evening and good luck tomorrow.